Hello, it's 4 news o'clock on Allnews Nigeria. I am Okweyemi Olubimi. Here are the headlines for today. Putin threatens any bid to destabilize Russia, DOØMED. Biden says too early to define Russia fallout. Now the news. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Monday, June 26, 2023, threatened that any attempt to blackmail Russia or foment unrest would fail after an armed rebellion shook his more than 2 decades of rule. He warned that fighters employed by the mercenary outfit Wagner could join the military or leave for Belarus after the group carried out an armed revolt.
В любом случае был бы подавлен. Организаторы мятежа, несмотря на утерю адекватности, не могли этого не понимать. Мы знали и знаем, что подавляющее большинство бойцов и командиров группы «Вагнер» – это тоже патриоты России, преданные своему народу и государству. Поэтому с самого начала событий по моему прямому поручению предпринимались шаги, чтобы избежать большой крови. Благодарю тех солдат и командиров группы «Вагнер», которые приняли единственно правильное решение. Не пошли на братоубийственное кровопролитие. Остановились у последней черты. Сегодня у вас есть возможность продолжить службу России, заключив контракт с Министерством обороны или другими силовыми органами, либо вернуться к своим родным и близким. Кто хочет, сможет уйти в Белоруссию. Данное мною обещание будет исполнено.
Putin also thanked his security officials for their work during an armed rebellion in a meeting that included Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, a main target of the mutiny. It was the first time Shoigu was seen in public since the rebellion, while Moscow's top general, Valery Gerasimov, who Wagner fighters also wanted to unseat, was not seen in footage of the meeting released by the Kremlin. Until Putin's message on Monday afternoon, Prigozhin had also not been heard from since he announced that his convoy would turn back rather than continuing on to Moscow. Prigozhin's revolt on Saturday has been widely seen as the most serious threat to Putin's rule since he took office 23 years ago. Joseph Borrell, the European Union's chief diplomat, described Prigozhin as the monster acting against his creator and said the weekend chaos proved that Putin's military power is cracking. But Ben Wallace, United Kingdom's defense secretary, played down the impact on Putin's authority, maintaining that they shouldn't necessarily overcredit the destabilization, that somehow this is a massive derailment of the Kremlin. Prigozhin has railed against Gerasimov and Shoigu for many months, accusing them of killing tens of thousands of Russian soldiers through corruption and poor planning. The long-running feud came to a head in June after laws were passed to make all irregular forces, of which Wagner is the largest and most prominent, pledge allegiance to the defense ministry while subsuming them into a structure. In other news, United States President Joe Biden has said that it is too early to draw definitive conclusions on the impacts of the Wagner mercenary group's aborted march against Moscow and stressed its efforts to maintain Western unity on Ukraine.
We're going to keep assessing the fallout of this weekend's events and the implications for Russia and Ukraine, but it's still too early to reach a definitive conclusion about where this is going. The ultimate outcome of all this remains to be seen, but no matter what comes next, I will keep making sure that our allies and our partners are closely aligned in how we are reading and responding to the situation. It's important we stay completely coordinated.
Biden on Monday stressed, however, that he and key Western allies were in close touch and that he had also told Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that United States support will remain strong. Biden dismissed conspiracy theories of Western involvement in the rebellion, saying he coordinated with European leaders on Zoom and they agreed with him that they had to make sure they gave Russian President Vladimir Putin no excuse to blame this on the West and to blame this on NATO.
They agreed with me that we had to make sure we gave Putin no excuse. Let me emphasize, we gave Putin no excuse to blame this on the West or to blame this on NATO. We made clear that we were not involved. We had nothing to do with it. This was part of a struggle within the Russian system.
The turmoil was part of the struggle within the Russian system, according to Biden. The United States president added that he will be calling key allies again. He did not say which leaders, but on Saturday, he consulted with French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, and United Kingdom Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. And that's it on today's news. To keep up with all news Nigeria, kindly follow us on all social media platforms displayed on the screen. I am Opeyemi Olubimi. Do have a lovely evening.